It's time out. No problem. Yup. Welcome down everybody to the Niger we need. Today we'll be talking about controversial topics, trending Nigeria, and this is me catching up again on my life. Yeah. First of all, I want to wish everybody, whoever you are, Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year. Reaching to the month of 2026, best month for all of us to know. And yeah, it's incredible. The year is just over. It's really, really much over. And what have we all achieved is something we have to just question ourselves, probably ask ourselves, and answer that. So trending Nigeria, this is meant for me. This video is meant to talk about everything that happened throughout Nigeria from January to December. But no, I'm coming down to the latest one because I'm more interested in the latest one. Okay. Now, first of all, my name is Shedrack of the Niger We Need, and before I go ahead, if you're watching this live, the Niger We Need is a citizen-based. Oh my God! Let me off my fan. His fan. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So the Niger We Need is kind of like a citizen-based platform whereby everybody can voice their opinion, no matter how crazy it sounds. You can voice your opinion and let's hear what you've got, right? And not just that, the Niger We Need is everything you need to know about Nigeria. The vision of the Niger We Need is to show you how to be a better Nigerian, to show not just citizens, to show governments, and also to show agencies how to be a better Nigeria. And then for citizens, socially, culturally, politically, and otherwise, we believe that we're going to talk about Nigeria that way, and for you to learn how to be a good Nigerian. So let's get to politics. Let's start from 2027 general election. I mean, 2026 is going to be crazy. Like, when I'm saying it's crazy is that, yeah, my team and I, everybody's going to be working hand in hand to find a way to get through all the candidates, presidential candidates of 2027. That is, we try as much as we can to get in touch with ADC, get in touch with PDP, get in touch with APC, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, right? So we try as much as we can to get in touch with all these individuals, both their team, both their representative and the rest of them, because today, 2027, the general election is going to be a crazy one. When I say crazy, because can ADC stand the chance to become the president of this country? Nope, maybe. Can PDP have the chance? Nope, maybe. Can APC still stand the chance? Bola Ahmed Tinubu having a lot of governors deflecting to APC on this recent time, does he have the chance? Maybe, all right? We're going to find out in this video, right? So, Champions League quiz show. Well done, welcome. So yeah, let's talk about the trending. Peter Obi had his space yesterday, and yes, I listened to that space for over 1 hour, and this is my observation from Peter Obi's speech, right? The number one thing he did was that he deflects questions. When you ask him this question, he talks about another thing, and probably I could just say that he's mentally stressed. I wouldn't blame that kind of man. Every day you are traveling, you are speaking to this, and that. You may not even know the particular person, or you may not even know. Sometimes you just, talk about anything and you wouldn't even understand what you're talking about. So Peter Obi was asked questions relating to, are you going to be vice president of the country via ADC? Are you a member of ADC? What will you do different? You know, and yes, Peter Obi still didn't really surprise all that much, because he just said the main thing that he's normally saying, that he saved money. He saved about 50 billion naira, billion dollars, 20 billion, and the rest of them. But what was notable about the space we listened to last night from Peter Obi directly was that he said that he has been part of ADC. That is, what is even full meaning of ADC? Hello, Bumi, welcome. So he said that he has been part of ADC from the onset. So a lot of people have been saying, this person, Peter Obi, is still in Labour Party, Peter Obi is still in Labour Party, and the rest of them. But guys, Peter Obi is not just in Labour Party. He actually helped bring up ADC from the onset. So he just, debunked that, because we asked him the question, are you in ADC now or not? Okay, Bumi, I will help you later. Let me finish my talk, okay? So he said no, he's not just an ADC new member, but he has been an ADC person from the onset. So now the question now lies on, would he be the president of the country would he be on the ballot as the president, or would he kind of like step down from Atiku? Okay, now Peter Obi have to run around the bush before he could answer that question. Even when I was kind of like when I was listening, I was making an update on our X. Remember, just follow us on our X social media, and if you're not a subscriber to this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow up on all Instagram and the rest of them. So while we are making our comments, first of all, actually, I tweeted that it seems like impliedly Peter Obi has already said that he's going to be stepping down for whoever that comes up as the president's candidate for ADC. Then that is when I now said maybe Atiku may kind of like have the card, all right? But Peter Obi just debunked it and said, well, he wasn't traveling all over the whole country, meeting presidential materials, meeting a lot of persons just to become a vice president come 2027. So that was when I now knew that, okay, this guy probably is going to stand the chance to be on the ballot. That is ADC 2027. Now, they now asked him, how do you now tackle insecurity? The stuff that is trending that said that Peter Obi is saying that he remembered when he washed toilets with this one. That is when I now said that this guy's psychological this thing is already depreciating somehow, because he's so stressed. So stressed in the sense that you can't expect somebody to be on a program here, and then still come back to be on the same space with you to talk to you about some stuff, and then you keep throwing question, and the rest of them. That is not going to happen. Even me, I'll have my own mental breakdown. So I felt like Peter Obi had his own mental breakdown that he couldn't answer how we could tackle insecurity in the country. So that's then when everybody on Twitter now is now saying Peter Obi could not even answer question concerning insecurity. He's now talking about when he's washing toilets, public toilets, and the rest of them. Peter Obi has always been a man that I've always talked about tackling insecurity. At least I've been in his shows, I've been in his conferences, and he always talks about this very, very, very actively and very well. That most times just be like, insecurity, number one, he's going to do what? Remove corruption. That is, you have to empower the Nigerian youth, because the fact that you empower anybody, insecurity will automatically reduce. So if I keep giving you money, giving you opportunities, keeping you busy to work, this and that, you wouldn't have time to start, committing kidnapping, stealing, and the rest of them. So that was what Peter Obi have been saying, right? So I wouldn't blame him if he made that mistake yesterday night. Then another trending topic. Let's leave Peter Obi, because next year is going to be a very, very, very massive one. Remember to get your voter's card. Okay, honestly, after the last election, I felt like, okay, I'm not going to, engage in politics anymore, because Peter Obi's election was the essence of the Peter Obi's election and the rest of them. Well, we have seen it now. Peter Obi is back on ADC, and we hope that this coalition that came to fight APC would actually be a serious one, because most individuals here are kind of like just there to, we have like a Trojan horse in ADC. We wouldn't mention name, defected down to the ADC, and I believe that most people will still be bankrolled by the APC government. Just like, for instance, the allegation going under Labour Party and the rest of them, Julius Aburi. Imagine Nigerian youths and most Nigerian citizens coming down to say, we want to form Labour Party. And Labour Party from nothing became the third force in Nigerian politics. It's never happened in history before. When I talk about in history, in Nigerian history, where we have politics and whatsoever, it never happened. How just one person made a no party to become one of the major parties for a political election, presidential election. It never happened. It's just Peter Obi. And if you can go out there and check your history, and you definitely see all these things happening. So then that was it though. Peter Obi left, and we are here in ADC. So next year is going to be a massive voters education, political education. We'll be going into universities, asking individuals, do you have your voters card? Luxury lifestyle, welcome. Do you have your voters card? Who are you going to be voting for? Because a lot of persons now still believe that Peter Obi is still in Labour Party. So what we are going to be still doing now is to take the idea that Peter Obi is no longer in Labour Party, because Labour Party will still have their own candidate if the coalition doesn't really work, or maybe Labour Party does not accept to be in that coalition. So we have to still convince individual that Peter Obi is no longer in Labour Party, he's now in ADC, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing throughout 2026. Okay, that's the Niger we need. I don't know about other persons, but I believe that you watching, you still have to give individuals this idea that Peter Obi is now in ADC, because they have already confirmed it, that he's have been in ADC from the onset. So that is it. Now let's talk about Atiku. Do you think that Honorable Atiku is going to stand a chance to become a president in this country, in Nigeria? We've known that he's the longest standing person that has contested for a presidential seat and haven't gotten it. The second person was Buhari anyway, because Buhari has been contesting till he got it. Now, Atiku might stand a chance if and only if Peter Obi is giving the candidates tickets, and then he wins the election. I'm just speculating. He will just only stand that chance to become the president. Atiku I'm talking about though. If Atiku could step down for Peter Obi, this ADC, since Nigerian presidency is due for South, so Tinubu has already done the first 4 years. I believe that at the next 4 years is still allowed. The South individuals should still do what? Talk about, lead the country. So if Peter Obi can be able to win that particular election, that means the agreement which everybody usually have is Atiku will still be the next president. Buhari, it was the same deal with Buhari and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He told Buhari, if I make you president, immediately I'm stepping down, make me president. That was what happened. Understand? So if Atiku is going to be president in this country, it must be through Peter Obi or whoever that is going to be leading. In fact, it must be through any Southeast individual that emerges from ADC. Then he will now hand it over to what? To Atiku. That is my own speculation. But I wish Atiku luck anyway. Then let's go to the next trending topic. I'm getting these trends from Twitter because Twitter usually kind of like gives a live update. I made a video I released a video sometimes 2-3 days ago about searches. Trust me, that video is long. It's a very long video, and there was no way I could shorten that video for you to for me to make it, for you to understand it. I had to make it a very long one because searches is a very broad, searches with concerning Nigerian police. It's a very broad topic. It's a very broad one. And you know the funny thing, you always fall victim of this thing. And then most people don't want to even know how to tackle this particular thing, especially stop and search. So I made this video. You can go ahead and check it on our channel. Controversial something with police, Nigerian police, and the rest of them. Now there is a training video. I could have shown it here, but probably I'll just, when my phone charges up, I'll show it. Nigerian police officer who is on duty, but not really on duty, unofficially on duty, because he's not wearing a police uniform, but he was found on a police checkpoint. So the guy kind of like beat this man, injured him in front of his children. It's terrible. So you are not a police officer on duty, but you're already beating someone else because probably let us see your car, open your car, which Nigerian police have the right to search your items. But if a Nigerian citizen decide that he is going to video you while you are doing that job, the police officer cannot complain. That is the law. It's not a directive from anybody. It's not what Nigerian citizens believe that they should do. No. The law mandates that you as a Nigerian citizen, any day, anytime, Nigerian police stops you and elects that they are going to search you, search your bag, search yourself, or search your house, you can bring out your phone and video that person. Whoever it is, whether it's IGO, you can bring out your phone and video that person. There is no law that prohibits you as a Nigerian citizen to video a police officer who is searching your item. And that police officer, to even buttress this thing, these are the things I said in that video. If you're going to watch it, it's a very long one and a very interesting one. It just takes patience and you learn a lot of things there. That police officer also, from that video that I watched on Twitter, the police officer is not wearing any recognized uniform at all to show that this guy is a police officer. But instead, he still inflicted injury on a Nigerian citizen. So the law still tells you that you cannot just start searching a Nigerian citizen on the road without, number one, wearing a recognized police uniform. When I'm talking about recognized police uniform, it's not just, you don't just wear anything anyhow. You must be fully kitted for Nigerian police to search an individual in Nigeria. Okay? Now, that video, Nigerian police defaulted in a lot of things, which I'm going to talk about, yeah? Then the number two is that even if that person is not wearing a recognized Nigerian uniform, he can at the same time wear a an ID card. He must wear an ID card. It's only in the movie that we see that Nigerian police wear ID cards and then shows it, right? If your recognized uniform does not have your name on your badge, most people even wear Nigerian police uniform, but they will just tear out their name from their badge. So anytime they commit whatever they commit, right, you won't know the name of the person that you are going to catch. So the law mandates this is in the Police Act, though. Nigerian, this is not the number one act that guides the Nigerian police in all their duties and activities as a law enforcement agency. So this particular law told them that if you are not wearing this recognized uniform that have your name on your badge, then you can now do what? Wear your own ID card. So that anytime a Nigerian citizen asks you of your Nigerian your identity, you must show that your ID card. Now, Nigerian citizen that is watching, you definitely may not know that you have right to ask a Nigerian police officer, what is your name? What rank do you have? What police station are you from? You have that right. Immediately, the Nigerian police officer stops you one day, bam, and tells you, we want to do this thing for you, Park, I want to search you. You can just come out and say, okay, officer, may I know your name? Politely. He is obligated to tell you his name. Then immediately he's already telling you the name. You can tell the police officer, okay, since you told me what's of your rank, where are you people operating from? So you not tell I'm DSP or SSP. We are operating we have our station at MNA Enugu or maybe in Yaba or something like that. You must state it before he now does what say, okay, we want to search you, and he must state what he's finding in your pocket or your bag or your car. In fact, he's obligated to give you a brief description saying, well, there is an information that a so car is missing and we are looking for brands of Lexus 360, and please can we search your papers and the rest of them. That is a very professional way of searching, as Nigerian police officers are meant to do. Even if the Nigerian police officer is still meant to search your bag, he still have to tell you what he's even looking for. He can't just sporadically start searching your bag with the hope of finding any evidence of crime. It is terrible, That is everything that I saw in this video. And then even beating the citizen in front of his children. The man can sue that. In fact, he is obligated to sue that Nigerian police officer. He can take damages. Number one, that the psychological damages of those children have been so terrible that the kids fell sick for over 2 weeks, and a lot of things. It's a very big trauma that a Nigerian police officer will just come like this and start beating your papa in front of you. You feel so bad, especially if you're a little kid. The impression that you have over the Nigerian police is going to live with you for a very long time. You even be scared of them, right? Most people even want to, revenge. These are the things that happens in this country. So it's terrible, okay? So that video that I saw on Twitter was very, very, very terrible, that I had to come on live and say that you should know a lot of things whenever you are traveling on the road. Okay? Not just traveling, whenever you're at home. A police officer or EFCC agents can just come one day and say they want to search your house. There are some things you ought to ask them before they can even start searching, with or without search warrants. Okay? And as I'm saying it, you have the right to bring out your phone and record a police officer conducting a search on you. On you, I mean, is your bag, your boot, your house, wherever, so long as it concerns you. Because let me tell you the implication of crime. If the Nigerian police officer finds anything that is incriminating on you, during the court process, the prosecution will have to pin you very, very well that you have committed that crime. And if you don't have any defense, that the only thing that you have is witness that will come and say, he did not do it, he did not do this one. The court can just, the evidence, in fact, the court can, because of the evidence of the prosecution, prosecute you and put you on correctional center. At the end of the day, you'll be asking yourself, I did not do anything. Most times, if you go to prisons, a lot of people will be like, I just drove my car, and then I was in the car. Police officer said he wants to search my boot. Before you know it, he said that he found drugs there. He found that he did not do it. He did not, you understand? So there is no way for you to prove that he did not do it when he did not bring out your phone to video that police officer immediately when he said that he needs to search you. Because there are things that your eyes cannot see whenever search is going on. You need to go and replay that record and see what happened at that particular place. So the law mandates you and allows you to record a police officer during searches. That is what that young man did on Twitter, and while he called that very dark man, and the Nigerian police officer injured him in his mouth. He was even bleeding. It was terrible. It was very, very terrible. It was so unprofessional from the Nigerian police. Then the number two is that you have the right to ask that police officer questions. What are you looking for? Then immediately he's searching, you must be attentive. You must participate in that search. While you're videoing, don't drag with him. Don't even do a lot of things with him. Just kind of like talk with him in a normal way. Be polite. Once he's doing a wrong thing, allow yourself to do what? To correct the Nigerian police immediately. Because if you don't correct him, they will know that you don't know your right, and they will mess you up. Then the situation of searching phones is not just the Nigerian laws that have said it. Even the highest authority in the Nigerian police have told Nigerians police officers and other law enforcement agencies. Law enforcement agencies here may be your local security watch. It may be EFCC and the rest of them. They say do not search individuals' phones unless you have a court order. So once Nigerian police start searching your phone and you have another phone or your friend is with you, tell your friend to start recording that particular police officer secretly. If he doesn't, most people, because if you start recording him live, he may want you to delete that particular footage so that you won't have any evidence to show that these individuals have been misconducting themselves during their official duty. So if you have a better way to video a Nigerian police any day, anytime, please do that, so long as it is concerning you. Because once they arrest you and bring you to court, there's nothing like I no follow. Because they already found evidence that is glaring that may pin you to a crime. Okay, that is it with the second trend that came out. Then there is another thing I really want to tell you about. There are some reasons most times Nigerian youths come up one day and then be like, once they are traveling, police officer just merely looking at them, they park that particular vehicle or park that particular car, and then you see Nigerian youths that is decently dressed. Okay, for instance, the way I'm dressing now, I may just try to put on more of clothes, right? And then I step out of the road. Most Nigerian police officers immediately see my dress and my chain. They pack me immediately to do what? To search me. They believe that this person is already a Yahoo boy. Okay? Now, this is what we call fishing expedition. In Nigerian law, that's Police Act, they call it fishing expedition. And fishing expedition is not allowed at all in Nigeria. It's not allowed. Hello, Mary, welcome. It's not allowed at all. When I'm saying it's not allowed is that Nigerian police officer cannot just merely because he sees that you're a Nigerian youth, or you are wearing a very nice clothes, or that you are wearing a particular hairstyle, you may decide to tint your hair gray. You may decide to do whatsoever. You may even decide to wear a tattoo. Nigerian police officer cannot use that particular grounds to do what? To search you any day, anytime. Because Section 54 of the Nigerian Police Act, if you go to the Nigerian Police Act, go ahead and Google it. Section 54 of Nigerian Police Act, it says that it is not a ground for a Nigerian police officer to say that it's reasonably suspicious to do what? To search you. Number one, your hairstyle, your manner of dressing, your hair color, and also your age. So if you are young like me, Nigerian police cannot just say because I'm a youth. They have done that a lot of times. Most times I may decide to leave my hair dreadlocks, right? Even Nigerian army normally misbehave that kind of misconduct. It's wrong. They say that is not a ground. And most times you can just ask yourself, Nigerian police officer could just ask that individual, young man, why are you keeping your hair like this? If the reason I give as a Nigerian citizen is sufficient enough for the Nigerian police officer not to search me at that particular period, the Nigerian police officer does not need to search me. That is the law. You can go ahead and check it. So most Nigerian police officers don't know this. They just want to do what? Find a way to make money. And even if you are not a Nigerian youth and you are you reach where a Nigerian checkpoint is, you mostly see Nigerian police officers parking Nigerian youths who are riding a very nice car and wearing a very good clothes. Most of them already sitting with the individuals. Oga, do transfer for us. It is wrong. It is very, very wrong. They may want to know, okay, how much you buy this your chain. It is wrong. So any day this thing is happening, bring out your phone. If you can record that conversation, record it. Nigerian police officers are not allowed at all during roadblocks and stop and search. Then the number two one is that, in fact, the most interesting in that section 54 of Nigerian Police Act is the Nigerian police officer cannot just say this individual has been caught before smuggling an illegal item and he's been caught, prosecuted duly, and he went to correctional center, which is popularly known as prison, and then he's out, he serves his term and he's out. And then Nigerian police officer having information that this guy is already out of prison, they will go and raid that person's house. The Nigerian law says it is wrong. It's terrible. You can't do that. Okay? I'm just saying this thing from the trending video that is going on Twitter. And the full video is on our page. You can just search it. Just immediately after this live, you could just go to our latest video. You see it there. You can sit down and educate yourself. You don't need to play that video whenever you are working or something. Just when you are relaxed, you watch the video and learn these laws. Okay? Then the last one is they say you cannot search anybody based on stereotype. You cannot stereotype this person. For instance, Fulani, this herdsmen something now going on. The Donald Trump is saying anybody that is ISIS and ISWAP and whatsoever. So because automatically the people that are causing trouble in this country is Fulani bandits or bandits, whosoever. And then anywhere you see a Fulani person, you automatically search that person, that he may be a person with gun, or maybe he has machetes to kill. You know, Nigerian police says, the Nigerian law says no. The same thing, a youth. I'm still mentioning this thing. A youth, you cannot just search a Nigerian youth or group of youths that are passing in a particular building and or particular road, you say you want to search that person as a Nigerian police officer. No. Once this thing happens, ask that police officer wetin you dey find. You have that right. You stop being scared of Nigerian police. So you know that Nigerian police are scared of you, especially if you know what you are doing. But most people now, especially my East brother, they don't want to start going to police station because they may arrest them and put them in custody. Allow yourself to be arrested. That is where it is even sweet, especially if you know that your hands are clean and they're on your right. Then get a lawyer. That lawyer will make sure that police officer that arrested you for no just cause is going to pay a very big damage. But most people don't allow themselves to, be in that. Everybody wants to just keep going and get to where they are going to. No. Most times that law case that you are looking, the Nigerian police officers or that particular division is looking for, it may be you that will set an example to a particular person in that particular station, and other persons will just learn lessons. That is it. So the trending video of the Nigerian police harassing a citizen, a traveler, it was wrong in everything. There was no professional conduct by the Nigerian police there. There was nothing. Just merely because somebody is recording you already saying that this one is this one. No. Nigerian police ought to allow Nigerians to do what? In fact, in Enugu police officers now, the DRS, they now have a camera on their cars, body cam. I don't know, they don't have body cam, but the camera that is being mounted on top of their cars, it is there for them to still gather evidences in case that you are doing anything wrong. Okay, but I'm not sure that they may actually have the power to show evidence where they are, making misconduct. Okay, that is where you need your own phone. Nigerian police officer cannot start your phone at any day, anytime, except court premise. Now let's go to another trending. Or should I continue from there? Yes, I've already tried as much as I can to reach out to most police officers. Head police officer Jacob Gadan, hello, welcome from Niger We Need. So I've already tried to reach out to most police officers, head police officers, to kind of like host training for most of these Nigerian police officers. Some police officers that I meet, and then I ask them questions. Why do you people conduct yourselves the way you people conduct yourselves? They say, well, most of them knows the law, but they just want to do because the other people are doing. Us that are lawyers, because we know the law, we want to act like lawyers and neglect some things. So it was kind of like, okay, yes, Jeku Gadan, about killing of Nigeria. Okay, I'll come up to that particular topic now because I'm talking about trending topics today. So I'm going about the killing of Christians. Okay, so Nigerian police now, most police head agencies, the DPOs, the PROs, and the rest of them, I'm trying as much as I can to make a sensitization to the Nigerian police to be aware of these laws. If this thing happens in Nigeria will be a very, very nice place. I mean, it's going to be 100% okay for everybody in this country to live on. So let's go to the next one. The killings of Christians in Nigeria. Now, this concept of killing is not just it's not today. It didn't happen today. It's never happened. It's not even a current problem that we are facing in Nigeria. The honest truth is that there have been tribal wars, there have been intertribal wars, there have been nation wars, there have been state wars. Ethnic group, this particular ethnic group is fighting this particular ethnic group. This particular, inside the same ethnic group, some people inside that same ethnic group are still fighting some persons inside that particular ethnic group. Okay, so it's most times, the Christians that we talk about that Nigerians or maybe the Islam's kill, for instance, Benue State. Benue State, that is some part of Nigerian, northern Nigeria, I think northeast Nigeria. There may be a community clash that is going on, but because the community, that state, have both Christians and Muslims in that particular state, that is Benue is a mixture of Christians and Muslims, right? Now, during that community clash, there may be killings. And once these killings happen, automatically the social media makes it a Christian killing. But if you go down to the locals will tell you that this is a community war between this particular community and this particular community that are fighting for something and the rest of them. That is the number one thing that led to that killings we are talking about. Then when we now get to the northern part of Nigeria, that is when you get to Zamfara, you get to Borno and the rest of them. Even when I was young, there was a time that Boko Haram came out. A lot of problems was going on. We hear about a lot of killings and the rest of them. Yes, it happened. Muslims killed Christians. It happened. I am not saying that it never happened. It happened. Even most times they release footage whereby they are beheading somebody. That was a terrible something that I could see in my young age. Okay? It happened through 2015, 16, 17. These are something that have been going on. Okay? Now, because the people that are leading us in this country are all Muslims during that time. Okay, I'm still going to get to why. The people that are leading us within that period, we are Muslims. Where you see Muhammad Buhari, where you see Goodluck, Yar'Adua, and then Goodluck now being a diplomatic president, trying to suppress everything, to calm everything, right? It didn't work. Now, the reason why Muslims kill Christians is because mainly because of belief. In a market, let's say for instance in Kano, which consists of Igbo traders and also Hausa-dominated individuals and Fulani-dominated individuals, there may be something that may happen one day in that market that say somebody will now talk about Muhammad, that Muhammad is not the God or something like that. Just a religious trigger. Once that religious trigger happens, automatically they start killing. Most individuals that are back here in Enugu State, that is in the southeast, people that have lived in the north all their lives. Once Muslims start killing, they don't want to know any other thing. The next Muslim will just listen and believe on the hearsay and kill the next person beside him. That is how the Islams operate. Because number one, the illiteracy in the north is more than that in the south. Okay, so once somebody tells you that Igbos are saying, or this particular tribe or Christians are saying that Muhammad is not this one, before you know it's Kai Walai, everything is going on. So then there are now people that now came into our country, Nigeria, people from Chad, people from Niger, right? They now came into Nigeria, that's the Fulani themselves, right? They now felt like they want to do what? Dominate Nigeria, for Nigeria to become an Islamic nation. That is, I'm just giving you a history on how this Christian killing started, okay? So that is not just something that just happened. Donald Trump invasion to Nigeria sets a very big fear on these individuals. Their agenda, they are now rethinking the agenda. But if Donald Trump never intervened in Nigerian problem, you will see that between 5 to 10 years to come, Nigeria will become an Islamic nation, and is unapologetic about it. Do you understand? So the killing did not just start today. It did not just start today. A lot of things we've been hearing about. In fact, that's the essence of the. In fact, the result of that killing came about the recent IPOB. The southeast Nigeria is now saying they don't want to be in Nigeria again because number one, if you go to the north, they will kill Igbos there. If you go to the south, they will kill Igbos there. And then most northerners who chooses to do what? To convert to Christians, they will kill you. I hope the YouTuber ain't gonna censor some words that I'm using here, okay? Now, if you are from a Muslim family, you must be a Muslim. If you convert, immediately you convert, is either they kill you or they disown you. So once you are converting, you just know that you are no longer going to be taken to the estate of the parents or whoever that is in charge of you. You just know that you are no longer part of that particular family, let's say Ahmed family. So that is how Islam is being perceived here in Nigeria, and that is how they practice it. You can't have an Islam and also a Muslim in the same building, in the same family. So it must be Islam, it must be Muslim. So once you, in fact, to some extent, Islam now have two factions. Okay, there are most people that still believe in the normal Islam, right? But there are some people that became extreme in this kind of thing. Okay, I think that's Quran 10:9. I don't know about it, right? But honestly, that was what happened. But if you see somehow in the Christian society still accepts Muslims inside their homes. We don't have a problem with that, right? But the problem you get is that you cannot, as a Muslim, allow another denomination or religion to infiltrate you, because you believe that your own religion is the supreme, that it does not allow any. If you are going to be allowed into the Muslims community, you must convert to become a Muslim. So, in fact, let me tell you, there is this story about Deborah. Deborah was in secondary school. This is a life case that almost brought a lot of chaos in Nigeria as of then. Somebody just said Islam, Jesus is Lord, something like Jesus is King, in an Islam-dominated secondary school and university. Everybody in that particular place, that is Sokoto, burnt this girl alive. When I'm saying burnt him alive, it wasn't like she did not steal. She just did what? Say that you shouldn't post any Islam something in the class group, that is educational group. Before you know it, everybody was now supporting that she's haram. From there, they burnt Deborah. And Deborah was just there. And do you know the funny thing? The prominent Islam leaders we have in Nigeria did not condemn that killing. And even if you condemn it, you have to condemn it with, at least you shouldn't step on somebody's toes, because if you condemn that thing, automatically the North will do what? Will cancel you. So that is how extreme this Islam religion is about in this country. That is it. So they will always say that it is the religion of Allah, this one, that she said something that was against Allah. I mean, when is religion now part of the law? You know, somebody is already, imagine like insulting the president of this country, Nigeria, okay, and you don't get killed for it, but because you condemned or maybe criticized a god, you're already done. So most tweets I'm seeing is that you can't even have a fellowship in a northern dominated state. But interestingly, right, in southeast and some part of the south, in universities, they allow not Muslims to have their own small mosque, but you don't have to do that to disturb others. But no, that is different from that of North. But I believe that what happened in the North is that because of the lack of education that is ravaging in the North, a lot of illiterates are found in the North. But if a lot of persons are enlightened, just like that of the southeast and the south and some part of the west, these kind of killings won't actually be happening. So that is all about it. And then also I encourage President Trump to be a neutral party in this particular scenario, in this particular fight for terrorism in Nigeria. Okay, because the people in our power today may still want to do what? Thank you so much. The people in power today may actually want to use the advantage of Trump and the US intervention to do what? As a political what? Tool to oppress opponents. So anything can be possible in this country, okay? So if Trump is going to fight terrorism in Nigeria, he should come as a neutral party without listening to most of these our leaders in the country, because a lot of persons are kind of like saying that Nigeria is not trustworthy, Nigerian leaders is not trustworthy because they will just bring up propaganda and the rest of them. If US is going to do anything for Nigeria, let them just come as an independent persons and fish out whoever they're going to fish out and deal with terrorism the best way they can. But if they're going to use the information that these northern leaders are still going to give to them, automatically is a problem. Automatically it's going to be a problem. Trump may be releasing missiles to a particular wrong location, and who are those people US killing? Opponents, oppositions. That's the fact. Okay, so if anything is going to happen, Trump must do what? Must be independent in fighting terrorism in this country. That is it. Yeah, Okocha, you have to use A. Okocha is not Okoche. Okocha. Okocha is a very nice player, and actually he's a very big boy now. After his retirement, he owned one of the biggest betting company in Nigeria. That's Bet King. Yes, Okocha. So he's doing so well. He's doing so well, and he's one of the pioneers of Nigerian Football Federation today. So that's it about terrorism. In fact, terrorism is a very, very big problem in the country. Yeah, thank you so much, IJ72. So what another thing that happened that is going on in the country, okay? Insecurity. The insecurity in Nigeria is a very troubling one that I believe is not just a particular tribe that is involved in this particular insecurity. In Benue, you may say, all right, Christian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, Olabode, good afternoon from wherever you're saying. Islam is not a religion of peace, my brother. Well, let me tell you, honestly, Islam actually, I've met people who practice Islam. I've met people who are so extreme with Islam. Okay? Islam is a very nice... I believe that Nigeria are having a misconception of how Islam should be practiced. Most Nigerians, if not a majority of Nigerians, they're having a very, very total misconception of how Islam should be practiced. I've seen people in France practice Islam. I've seen people somewhere else in Saudi Arabia practice Islam. I mean, do you know that Islams cannot even celebrate Christmas? Yes. Islam cannot celebrate Christmas. But in Saudi Arabia, Islams do celebrate Christmas. Most people will tell you Happy Christmas to you. You understand? But in Nigeria, you can't see an Islam tell you Happy Christmas. But do you know how tolerating we are as Christians and people that are enlightened in the Southeast? During their Ramadan, during their stuffs, whatever they do, we kind of like always Happy Ramadan. You know, we even I've eaten with these individuals. I've gone to their celebration whatsoever. I've done a lot of things with them. These are the people that practice it very well. I know inside them, there are people that are still extreme there. You understand? So, but you just don't move into Islam because you love Islam. You have to still tread carefully because there are some comments you will make. The person that is already loving you in Nigeria because probably you like Islam, you love Muslims activities, they may still mess you up immediately. So that is the complicated thing about that religion. But if it's in Christian settings and other kind of settings, if you criticize them, criticize that Jesus Christ is this, Jesus Christ, they won't talk to you about it a lot. But Islam, they go in Nigeria, they go so far. I mean, they kind of like go very, very far. To do what? To show you that you are not talking a very good stuff, right? So that is it about Islam, religions, and killing in Nigeria. And I hope that Trump's intervention is going to drastically reduce the rate of killing of Christians in Nigeria because it's a very terrible something. Even in the Jos, I had a friend in Jos. They tell you that what usually brings up these cases, Fulani herdsmen, the herders. Now, herders, when I talk about herders, is that maybe a Fulani man railing his cattle, open grazing, okay? These individuals, they don't have a closed grazing. They just have an open grazing system. So when they come to people's farm, these cows destroy their crops. These cows destroy whatsoever they have in the farm. So at the end of the day, the farmer does not have anything to harvest. So if those individuals in that village, the villagers, the locals, ask them, how far? Why are you guys always doing this thing? Please stop coming into our farms. Now the normal Fulani man who is not educated, we feel like it's the villagers are threatening the Fulani man and also his cow, because they also believe in cows too, the Fulani herders. They believe that cows are sacred. Okay? Now, these little disagreements and arguments automatically now leads them to start fighting each other. So maybe during the commotion, the villagers kills one of the cow. Automatically, they already killed a human being for the headers. That person have already killed a human being. So they'll do what? In turn, attack individuals. That is the real human beings now. So you get to a particular village, they will slaughter. What is the problem? Somebody killed a cow. So that is the problem we have in the society. Nigerians still need to go a long way in educating and enlightening Nigerians in the north to know that there are some things you ought not to do and things you ought to do. So that is it. I don't know about, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. I can't really wrap my head around the fact that the Fulani takes the lives of cow over that of a human being. Even to the point that in National Assembly, somebody actually proposed a bill that a cow should be recognized as a citizen of Nigeria. I mean, it's no joke, it's no comedy, right? The point, this is it's crazy that somebody proposed a bill that they should allow a cow to become a citizen of Nigeria. To tell you how sacred cow is in Nigeria, this is so you wouldn't say that somebody that comes to a law house, that is the law legislative house, to propose that kind of bill and also stand by it, and even it took the Senate president a lot of time to tell him that this request you're asking for, it's unconstitutional and it can never be recognized, right? But for the fact that they did that in a legislative house, think about the person that the common northerner or the common herdsman who will do anything to protect his cow. Not just the business aspect, but the cow aspect of, in fact, the fact that he's rearing cow. That is how insecurity started. Then from there, poverty now entered as a factor of insecurity. People not getting jobs, people not seeing anything to do. They move into kidnapping. Okay, that is where you now see both Hausa, both Yoruba, both Igbos committing the act of kidnapping in the country. It's terrible. And most times, if you catch these individuals, it's not the Hausa anyway. You see, these are the Igbo guys, these are the Kogi guys, these are the Hausa guys, these are Yoruba guys. And then you even see what is it called? Human parts being sold. This country is kind of crazy. When we talk about insecurity, it's not just the killings. Most will kill you, most will harvest you. Oh my god, it's too terrible. It's too terrible. So we just have to kind of like leave that place and move to the next one. If you have any question to ask me concerning Nigeria, this is the best time for you to ask me that question. And if I have the answer, I will discuss about it on this live, because I'm here to answer your questions and bring about change. And if you have any best way you feel like Nigeria is going to change, you can make that on this comment and we talk about it. Honestly, I'm here for change. Anything that will make Nigeria to be a better place, to be better and whatsoever. Whenever the Nigerian is being talked about in the international community, is not just being scam and the rest of them. Yeah, videos from Nigeria is a very good source. Nigeria, if you're not from Nigeria, Nigeria is a very good place to stay. It's a very good place to stay. Most Nigerians, if we go outside the country, go to UK, Canada, and the rest of them, we just need to make money. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. IJ72, thank you so much. We just want to kind of like make money and come back in Nigeria and enjoy the resources that is in Nigeria, okay? Yeah, it's just the good leadership. Thank you, Smidan. Thank you so much. That is the answer. Nigeria is just a very nice place. Forget the scamming they're talking about. Scam. Which country doesn't scam? Okay, it's just that it's kind of like, yeah, Nigeria is going to change. Nigeria is going to change. Once the Nigerian leaders gets it right, once we get it right with the leaders of this country, immediately the leaders of this country makes it right, Nigeria is going to be a very hot soup. Like when I'm talking about hot soup, it's hot soup. During Obasanjo's regime, yes, that's it. That's it. During Obasanjo's regime, yeah, Nigeria is well respected to the point that Obasanjo even had to do what? Host a festac. I don't know, most people don't know what festac is all about. But a lot of people from other nations came to Nigeria. Nigeria is this big. In fact, even in the foreign, in this our first world country, most of this success of these countries are Nigerians that are doing these things, because the leaders failing to be good leaders allow these our scholars and genius to go out on the other countries, which countries their leaders know the potentials of these individuals coming into their country. They enhance these particular potentials, and those people are giving them good results. That is all about Nigeria we're talking about. So any day that Nigeria gets good leadership, you see that most of these individuals will leave those bigger countries to come back to Nigeria to develop Nigeria. Nigeria should have been better than Singapore as of today. But due to the leadership, Singapore is now bigger than us. Nigeria is still kind of like finding the best way to, to put money inside your pocket. It's crazy. It's crazy. There is a lot of things going on in this country that most people want it to become is because it's my turn to rule. So once it's my turn to rule, allow me to pocket money as I want. It's a national cake. We all believe that it's a national cake. Nigerian politicians believe that politics is just a cash cow business. Once you get that seat, local government chairman, state governor, whatsoever position that you have, so long as you are able to tax the next person, you use tax and make up the money that you used during your elections. That is it. All about Nigeria, okay? But now let's talk about the beauty of Nigeria. Now, Nigeria have very, very nice culture and events. When I'm talking about very nice culture and events, you need to come to visit Nigeria. Forget the insecurity they're talking about. Insecurity is far, far not. All right? But Nigerian government is doing their best to keep the roads very good, especially those ones that is leading to the south. Those ones are inside, southeast, and the rest of them. But if you are able to find your way inside the cities, lifestyle is 100%, nightlife is 100%, and a lot of things. So Nigeria is a very, okay, imagine we are exporting Afrobeats everywhere in the country, everywhere in the nation, in the continent. You hear Burna Boy going for this show, this show, this show, this show. Imagine we have like 10 Burna Boys in Nigeria. We definitely have like 10 Burna Boys in Nigeria. Okay, then the state government or the federal government empowers these 10 Burna Boys. Nigeria will be on the global scale. All right, so that is, Nigeria is a great nation. Nigeria is a great nation. And if you don't believe in Nigeria, this is the best time to believe in Nigeria. Because after this 2027 election, if you can be able to do it right and get it very, very right, then of course, we'll be in a very, very great situation. Okay, we just, if you have any other questions, I think the trending, what else is trending today? Do you have any other question? If you have any question, if you have anything for us to discuss, we discuss, right? And yes, the Niger we need here, we kind of like having a problem. We still need a community of persons, because it's not just an individual. I'm not just the Niger we need. You are the Niger we need, okay? We need you to lend your voice. We need you in everything that we do. Even if it's the little things we do here, we want it to be out there. You can represent us anywhere you are. That's the Niger we need. This is what we want. This is what we need. This is what the Nigerian... In fact, we've been always advocating that we will be talking to the government of the day. We can't criticize the government, or whoever that is the government of the day. We try as much as we can to make the government of the day change. Because there is no way you can change the government during that particular period. You just have to keep encouraging them, and demanding for change. So we're looking for a movement, however you want to do it. We look for support during our sensitization, because we go out there to sensitize concerning Nigerian and a lot of things, human rights. We talk about the political changes. We talk about the cultural changes. We talk about a lot of things. So we're kind of like big. We are envisioning a very big stage in this country. Okay, so we are not here to oppress anybody. We are for the oppressed in the country, and we're also for the people that oppress people that are being oppressed anyway. Because you may be a very big guy, Nigerian citizens who feel like they're entitled, want to kind of like mess up with you. We come for you, okay? So that is it about it. So remember, we'll be doing a lot of things in this 2026 coming up. We're going to be asking a lot of questions to political candidates. We'll be talking about a lot of things to Nigerian police officers, head of NAFDAC and the rest of them, a lot of things, right? So we're going to be meeting these individuals to ask them the genuine questions, the unfiltered questions, because I don't want it to be like we are not looking for any favor from anybody. We are not even endorsing whoever, okay? So we ask them the genuine question that every citizen needs to know. And we get their answer, and we still hold them accountable, because from their answers, we enlist them as a bullet point. During the administration, we keep reminding these individuals, remember you told us this, remember you told us that. What have you done so far? Okay? So that is the best way we can. And sometimes we go for street sensitization and street interviews. That is how we even started. We started talking about meeting people in the street. What do you need as a Nigerian? They tell us. And then we channel it to the right particular government of the day from the state. If it's something that we need the federation to talk about, we give it to the federation. Then also, we are still talking about bringing up a new feature to do pro bono services. Yeah, because I'm a lawyer. So, and then my team of lawyers, my friends, I already engaged them and told them, okay, once pro bono services is up, we could go ahead and go to correctional centers out there. There are a lot of people that are waiting trial, people that have not been that have not seen any four corners of the court, and most individuals don't even know what they did, right? So we are out there to speak for them and represent them in some cases. Okay, so these are a lot of things that we need to do as Nigerian citizens. And then by God's grace, we'll be having an annual conference which involves every individual in Nigeria. If you believe that Nigeria is going to be great, you can come up and we talk about how to make Nigeria great. The same thing, we talk about climate change. In fact, we are everywhere. The Nigeria we need concerning anything about you as a Nigerian. That is it. So if you have any other questions, my life is already 1 hour. I've talked a lot. Remember, be a good Nigerian citizen. If you're not a Nigerian, Nigeria is a very good place to stay. When I'm talking about Nigeria is a very good place to stay, no cap. Okay, stable electricity. Okay, yeah. We need stable electricity, good healthcare, good roads, jobs for your. Oh, I did not talk about this one. Nigeria, yeah, from my own observation, though, Nigeria have a root problem. And I'm not proud to say it. Nigeria have a root problem. The problem is very deep. Now, when we talk about healthcare, there are some individuals in the health system, yeah. The fact that politics entered into the healthcare system, right, or healthcare facility, however you call it, or the health institution, that is how healthcare has failed in Nigeria. The fact that in every medical association, there is a contest. You must contest for being the MD of a particular hospital and MD of this particular hospital and the rest of them. For the fact that election has infiltrated inside the healthcare system, the healthcare will still keep on being poor in Nigeria. Then also, empowerment and lack of adequate payment of doctors and medical practitioners in Nigeria. Most the individuals you see today in nursing school, in universities, their own is that let me just leave this, let me just pass my MD, let me just pass my medical exams, and then let me just suffer and stay for 2 years in Nigeria, and then I'm out. That is it about Nigerian healthcare. So even if Nigerian government today pump in 100 billion naira inside healthcare today, There is no sufficient doctors and sufficient experts to take care of Nigerians once it's there. So at the end of the day, that money will still go to a particular person's pocket. They'll be like, where were you when they were now, because Nigeria is now sending money to healthcare, this and that. The only way we can get it right in Nigerian healthcare system is, number one, remove politics in the healthcare system. There is nothing like a head of this. Let it just be appointed. Because most times for you to get appointed, you have to kill your next doctor to get that particular thing. Let me even shock you here. There is this person that had diabetes. My friend told me this, okay? I've not really verified the information, but for my friend to tell me this, she knows a lot of information, and she can even give me more facts on those information. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Nigeria will still be okay, okay? Now, Nigeria will still be okay. Let me just get to that particular place, right? This doctor, there was this person, this man that trained his kid in Nigerian university, and then sent him to Austria to further his medical practice. He became a doctor in Australia, right? So the man, during his old age, he had diabetes. So there was no person to operate. There was no person that was a specialist to operate somebody that has diabetes of that particular level. The son had to fly down from Australia down to Nigeria to a particular hospital that I'm not going to disclose the name. Okay, that particular hospital, the whole of the hospital, a federal hospital, nobody could operate someone with that kind of diabetes. So this doctor flew from all the way from Australia down to Nigeria, and then operated successfully on his own father. I'm not talking about another client though. Immediately this young individual finished the operation, and they are now bringing out the father from the ward, right? Automatically, unknown gunmen shot that doctor, and he killed that doctor. I'm telling you the honest. This is verifiable. If you are more inquisitive to know what is going on in this country, like most people have not really looked into the healthcare system in Nigeria. It's not just because of the funds. It's because also the hatred. The person that knows because this person knows better than me. This person can operate better than me. I mean, why you doctors kind of like having that kind of idea, or maybe that kind of mentality? You feel like these guys are more educated, right? But that young man was shot dead at that part. They said, "Are you doctor this? Are you doctor that?" Ba ba ba, bam! The guy is done. Now in front of the father, or the just newly operated father and the mother, this individual just died. So Nigeria is deep. The problem is deep. Envy, jealousy. I mean, it's not just about money. If Nigeria can be able to do what? Remove these vices we are talking about. Envy, jealousy, competition. Why are you competing in a medical field? We are here to save lives. But why are you competing? Is it because he knows how to prescribe drugs better than you? So what is it? Can't you just go and learn the skills? Can't you just go and learn from that doctor? You saw somebody that came from Australia and operated on something that you don't even know about. Why didn't you learn? Why didn't you have a video coverage that would learn from this particular person? Then you operated on him. The individuals did a lot of things, finished. Then thank you as the owner of a hospital, you shot that person dead. Now most people will be like, the person, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I believe that Nigeria will be okay if we start from ourselves, to question ourselves and also correct things we do. The vices. I've gone to the streets. I've asked a lot of individuals, what is the problem? Most people will blame leadership, but a lot of people will blame themselves. They'll be like, the problem is with you and I. Because if you can be able to change, the next person is already changing. That is the best thing. We are just talking about the medical profession and the medical practice. Talk about, the thing there is sensitization. That's the best way. If it is deep, then how could it be okay? You have to keep on talking. You have to always be positive. And then also our media industry should also be positive. Our Nollywood today, we have already made the Igbos, for instance, we've already made Igbos individuals that always poisons somebody's food. So long as you're a successful youth, don't go back to village, because your village uncle will use one thing or the other and poison you and you die. That is the common Nollywood we are talking about, the epic. There is no positive way of whoever comes to the village. These are the way for you to welcome that person. These are the things that uncles do for people that are successful. Nigerian media industry and Nollywood should also change, because we believe, I think there is another way of psychological learning which I've learned over the years. That some things you watch, the things you listen to, the things you hear, you automatically start manifesting it by the way you behave. Okay, so if it's that deep, keep on sensitizing. Keep on sensitizing. People have conscience in this country. So long as you are there to keep them in check. Simple. And also, it still goes down to the leadership of the country. If you are not stealing, if you are not envious of somebody, if you are employing based on capacity and competence, automatically this kind of thing won't happen. Because how would you allow a doctor that came from Australia to be killed in a federal teaching hospital, and nobody was accountable for that? So if Nigerian government and also the leaders takes these individuals very serious, just like in the Western world, these things will be gone. Most times it takes a leader that doesn't take a nonsense to change somebody's attitude. That is it. So not just the medical profession, the medical line, even in the universities. Oppression starts in the university. You learn how to start oppressing your next neighbor because your lecturer is already disrespecting you and then oppressing you. If you don't do this, you won't pass my course. And if you don't pass my course, you are not graduating from the university. So the problem is in every institution, even in the ministries, even in the civil service. Bureaucracy is a very terrible something in this country. If you don't have a quicker way to get an issue done, bureaucracy will just kill it. So there are things we need to just keep right in the country, okay? So we keep on getting those things and we are getting it right. So my own is just to sensitize and also encourage people to be better as they are, all right? So I hope Annette, thank you so much. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce this your name, but let me try and pronounce it. Annette Wizu 7960. I believe I've already spent almost 1 hour plus. And then it's a very, very nice section. I encourage you guys, please be a brother's keeper in this country. Everything it mustn't be when somebody just come out, one person comes out, hey, they believe that the person is the voice. You can be the voice to your next neighbor. You can be the voice to your next neighbor. And Nigeria is going to be better. I hope you guys enjoyed this live show. The next one, I'm going to come up with a lot of trending. And I hope to see you guys 2026, because the year is almost getting to an end. I wish you guys good luck 2026, and I wish us good luck. And we're going to see 2027 as we just saw 2026. And thank you guys so much. I love you guys. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and also follow us on other social media and the rest of them. Thank you so much. And then I'm out of this place. Bye-bye. End life, end life, end.